Okay, so we are here today with Kevin Robedee, and he is running for school board with MISD. And we're going to just ask him a couple of questions to kind of get to know him. Although he and I were talking, this isn't his first rodeo.
No,
He has done this before. So, anyway, I want to start off by just asking you something very simple. Where were you raised?
I was raised in Colorado.
Wow. Okay. Did not know that. How many siblings?
Altogether, there's 8 of us.
Oh my. That is a lot. So where were you in the order?
The very last one, the
Ah,
baby.
the baby. Okay. So you were a true baby?
Yeah.
Spoiled and everything, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? Okay. So did you know when you were young what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Well, what I wanted to be was a doctor, like a medical doctor. And then life, happens and you take different directions in college. And I started teaching
Mm-hmm.
and I decided I still wanted to be a doctor, but got my doctorate in education. So I'm a
Okay.
doctor, but a different type of than what I thought about.
What you thought about. So how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as full of questions. I think anyone who knows me says, "Oh my gosh, she's going to ask another question." And what that allows me to do is to learn more about the topic and become familiar with it. And anything that I can't decide, I ask. I think, and I'm a school teacher, so my kids know I'm full of questions for them. And I think my district knows I have lots of questions too. So
Now, what grade do you teach?
I teach high school
Okay.
currently, so 9 through 12.
Okay. Have you always taught high school?
No, my beginnings in teaching started in Houston Independent School District. And I taught sixth grade in a middle school, and I did that for 8 years.
Okay. So how long have you been a teacher?
This is my 21st year of teaching.
Wow. So what do you love about it?
The one thing I love about teaching is being able to reach out to our students and to see them, particularly where I teach, we can see them grow from sixth grade all the way up to 12th grade. And I think that's amazing. And to be able to help impart, some of the things that they're going to need for life. It's awesome that we teach subjects, but it's awesome that, we could also be able to help them with things that are not necessarily on topic with, science or math.
Yeah,
So
the
to
stuff
be
that's not in the
successful.
books.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So do you have hobbies?
I do have some hobbies. I like to hike. So when I go to Colorado, I tend to hike. I'm a biker, so I go ahead and get on my bike and ride around. And, before my knee injury, I used to run, but now I'm a walker. So you might see me on the Mansfield Walnut Trail there.
Yeah. So you like to be outside?
Not particularly in the summertime. I like every other 9 months that we have, but June, July, and August, it's a little too humid for me.
Yeah, that's for sure. Are you a book or a movie person?
I like movies.
Okay.
I like to read, but I'd rather watch a movie because I've read some books and seen the movie and been very disappointed.
Yeah.
So
So on movies, what's your favorite?
my favorite movie is Pet Detective.
Ah, why?
I like the comedy in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of why I like it. And it's kind of silly and funny.
Okay. Do you binge watch any shows streaming?
I'm not much of a TV watcher as far as that,
Mhm.
I'm one of those, I watch the news, I listen to the radio, but as far as sitting down watching stuff, not very often.
Not very often. Okay. Um, what would you do if you happened to win the lottery today? What would you do?
The first thing I would do is set up a trust fund so I didn't spend it all. I think that's important. That would be the first thing I would do.
Hire a screener for the phone calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What's the best work advice that you would, or career advice you would give your students?
I think the best career advice I could give is be prepared, be ready, and always think of what might go wrong because, in the classroom that happens a lot. So we have to be able to think on our feet and have our toolbox ready to be able to pull out the next item that we're going to work with, or how to deal with someone in the classroom, that's not appropriately doing what they should be doing. So I think that's the advice I give them, think about it, get prepared.
What's the one thing that stands out in your mind that has changed in your role or within the school system, um, generally speaking, not this school system, but overall in the past 20 years that you've been doing this? What's the one major difference that you're like, wow?
Well, I think the biggest major difference that I've seen is our integration of technology into the classroom. That's the biggest thing. And as you know, for the last, year or so that we've been going on this, that has probably been the leaping forward point for a lot of our school districts, to increase that technology. And teachers have to try to keep up with it, learning how to use Canvas and any of the other management systems that we use to integrate with the students. So I would say technology, because technology when I first started was using your overhead.
Yeah, the overhead projector.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, I remember that. Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your life?
I think the biggest impact on my life has probably been my sister.
Hmm.
She has gone, she's been married and she's taken on a career and she's been a mom at the same time, and climbed up the corporate ladder and just did her best. And how she did her best was always being prepared and working hard.
Okay. Okay. If you could travel anywhere through time, whether it be into the future or the past, where would you go?
I think I would like to know what is going to happen in the future, probably 100 years from now, to see how education is being dealt with then and what students are doing and what expectations teachers have.
Yeah.
Because we kind of know about the past. So I think I would like to see what's in the future.
Do you have any predictions about the future?
I don't have any particular predictions. I think, we'll have more reliance on electric energy and maybe some smarter homes and hopefully maybe some solar roofs on them. That would be
Yeah.
a prediction, maybe.
Okay. What about within school?
I think within school, I think that we're going to see that we might have a dual environment. So we're going to have maybe a hybrid system of, because we have kids who thrive when they're actually in school with the teacher. And then we have the kids who thrive when they're at home and working on their own, and don't have those social issues that they don't want to deal with.
Hmm. Okay. And can you tell us why you are wanting to run for school board?
I think that it's important that people remember that, running for any type of public election is, we want to think about what are the qualifications of that individual. And I think I'm the best qualified. And the reason I say that is everyone's been through the system. So everyone's been through the school system. Everyone knows how
That's
it's
true.
to be on the student side.
Yeah.
But how many of us who are running for school board are actually on the inside and know what happens on a day-to-day basis? What happens in the classroom? So when we make a wonderful policy decision up here, how does it affect the teacher when it's actually with the teachers and the kids? So that's one reason I want to run for school board. The other reason I want to run for school board is I would like to help Mansfield become a place to be a great teacher. And what I mean by that is taking the employees as important as we put perspective on the students. I think having a wonderful dual mission between for the employees and for the students. And if we look at any of the school districts in the state of Texas, they only have one mission and they're always pointing towards the student. But if we look at some great companies like Southwest Airlines, which is based in Dallas, they actually have two missions, one for their customers and one for the employees. And I'd like to see that we have that mission set up for the employee side for the Mansfield Independent School District.
Okay. Final question for you. Do you have a creed that you live by?
I live by doing your best.
Okay.
You know, everyone's best is different,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that we have to go and say, hey, I did my best each and every single day. It's whether we're going to work, whether we're working at home, whether we're going out to the grocery store or meeting people. Are we doing our best? Are we the nicest that we could be that day? So that's my creed.
Okay. Very good. Well, I want to thank you for your time and for participating in this. And we will be doing our candidate forum. So look forward to seeing you there. And then we'll also have our luncheon in April. So plenty of opportunity to get to know you even more. So thank you.
Thank
And I
you.
hope you have a great rest of your week.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.